Okay, so imagine this. What if you could only get the things you need, like, basic necessities, food, water, shelter, based on how well you contribute to, like, keeping society sustainable? I mean, it's a pretty wild thought, right?
Yeah, yeah, it really makes you think. And that's exactly the kind of question that this speculative design project, the Obsidian Ledger, is trying to get us to think about.
The Obsidian Ledger.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is that?
So basically, picture this, right? There's this physical ledger, okay? And it's made out of obsidian.
Obsidian. Okay, like volcanic glass.
Exactly, yeah, volcanic glass. And this ledger is used to keep track of how much each person, each citizen, contributes to sustainability.
Huh. Interesting. So it's like a record of everyone's, like, eco-friendly actions.
Right, exactly. But here's the really interesting part. This isn't just like an old school ledger, This thing is powered by blockchain technology.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're talking high tech, even though it's like, made of this ancient material.
Exactly. And to make it even more secure, they've incorporated quantum encryption.
Quantum encryption. I gotta admit, I'm not super techie. Can you, like, break that down a little? What does that even mean in this context?
Sure, sure. So think of blockchain as like a digital record-keeping system.
Yep.
And it's like super secure, tamper-proof. So every time someone does something that helps the environment, it gets recorded on this blockchain.
Ah, okay, I see. So it's like an unhackable record of all the good stuff people are doing.
Right, exactly. And the quantum encryption basically just adds another layer of security, making it pretty much impossible for anyone to mess with the data.
Okay, so we've got this super secure, high-tech ledger made of obsidian, tracking everyone's contributions. Where does this all take place? Like, what's the setting for this?
Well, the designer behind this project, Valeria Flores, they've set it in El Salvador.
El Salvador. I mean, it makes sense, right? Volcanoes, obsidian, it all ties together.
Right. And El Salvador, they've really been pushing for ecological balance, so it's an interesting choice. It's like they're taking this real-world context and kind of projecting it into the future.
Okay, I'm with you. So this ledger is tracking how sustainable everyone's being. But what happens with that information? Like, how does it actually affect people's lives?
So in this future El Salvador, the whole economy is centralized, right? And access to resources is directly tied to your score on the Obsidian Ledger. So basically, the more you contribute to sustainability, the more access you have to essential things.
Interesting. So like a social credit system. I mean, that's pretty intense.
Yeah, it definitely raises some big questions about individual freedom versus collective good, What happens to the people who maybe don't want to buy into the system?
Right, exactly. Are they just left out in the cold?
Well, that's where another element of this project comes in. Flores brings in the Cipitio.
The Cipitio? Wait, isn't that like a creature from Salvadoran folklore?
Yeah, exactly. It's traditionally kind of like a mischievous spirit, maybe even a little bit menacing, almost like a bogeyman figure.
Huh. So how does this, like, mythical creature fit into this whole high-tech future scenario?
Well, that's what's so cool about this project. Flores takes this figure and reimagines it, right? So instead of being this, like, scary figure, the Cipitio becomes a symbol of ecological guardianship. Think like murals celebrating sustainability, with the Cipitio protecting the environment.
Okay, I see. So it's like the Cipitio has evolved along with society, right? From this, like, spooky creature to this symbol of environmentalism. It's like a reminder to everyone about the importance of working together, of the collective good.
Right. And I think that's one of the most fascinating things about this whole project. Flores blends science, mythology, and even art. They've actually done a bunch of research into economics, chemistry, even quantum computing.
Yeah, that's amazing. It really adds a depth to this whole thought experiment. It's not just like a surface level idea. It's really well thought out.
Exactly. And it pushes us to think critically about, the future we're creating. Like, look at the caption that Flores chose for the project. The Obsidian Ledger, a testament to El Salvador's commitment to ecological balance and sustainable living. I mean, does that sound like a utopia to you, or is there something a little unsettling about it?
It's definitely thought-provoking. It makes you think about the trade-offs, right, between individual freedom and collective responsibility.
For sure. And, that's what speculative design is all about. Pushing boundaries, making us question assumptions.
Totally. So today we took a deep dive into this really intriguing world of the Obsidian Ledger.
A world where technology and tradition kind of collide.
Yeah, and where the choices we make about sustainability could have a really, really big impact on our lives.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into exploring futures.
We'd love to know your thoughts. Could you see something like the Obsidian Ledger actually becoming reality? Share this episode with your friends. Let's keep the conversation going.
Yeah, share it and let us know what you think.